on Danny, loads of questions have come in on this video with Samworth. Some people are saying no one's that tough, they couldn't possibly fight 10 guards. Is this legit? Is your brother that's like, was that?
Well, you need to know Danny to understand where he's coming from with Danny. Both of us was dragged into care at the age of 13. We were both put onto Gladstone unit in Dyson Hall. We didn't like the conditions, we started fighting, he separated us that age. Danny went onto the secure unit and I was isolated. I never seen Danny again for 3 years. He came out of the secure unit with red hair to his shoulders, built like the Hulk. He's now 15 years old and he's 6 foot, built like the Hulk, and he's anti-police, anti-authority. The first thing they do to him is put him in a young offenders institution, and he's fighting the system right through. He's a product of that environment. And when people say this is nonsense, Danny will not do that. Danny's just had an extended sentence put on for 2 Section 18s against officers in Loudon Grange. He's broke 2 arms, he's broke 4 jaws, and the eye socks of prison officers times. He's not getting it easy. He's on an 8-man unlock in some prisons. He's not getting it well. They're terrorising him. They know what they're doing to him, and they have done that since he was a child. He's a product of that environment. They're making an example of him. They'll probably let Charlie Bronson go and have Danny as the icon in the prison system for the next decade or 2.
What is Danny in for, and will he be ever getting out?
Danny got put in for conspiracy to possess firearms. The initial charge was conspiracy to murder on a kid called Jamie Starkey. Jamie Starkey shot Danny, allegedly, through the chest. Danny didn't make no complaints. Danny sought revenge. His flat was under observation. It was tapped. They got him. They took him in for conspiracy to murder. No, not on just his words where he's got a bullet in him. He's on medication. He's chatting poo across the recording device. Hypothetically speaking, they arrest him for conspiracy murder on that. Give him an A for drugs as well. He's been an IPP. I think he had a 6-year IPP sentence, and he's done 12 years off it at the moment. He's met every sentence blend target you can meet. They've had him on a unit, they've put him on a 5-year programme. He's done it all. The next step for Danny is Ashworth.
Are you able to visit him, or how can people support him or anything out, people watching this?
The only way, I have not been allowed to see my brother face to face for over 16 years, thanks to the police and the prison system. Security reasons this, security reasons that. The police have went out the way to separate me and Danny. When we are in prison, we're not allowed in the same establishment at all, through an incident that happened with the pair of us in Old Course when we were YPs. And since that day, we haven't been allowed in the same prison since. And if you want to support him, you can write to him. You can send his wishes through you onto me, and they'll go to him. He is in support, he needs support. Everyone's disbanding him after such a long time within the prison system. But that's the way it is.
So we could put an address for him in the description box below this video, and people can click over to that and write to him.
People can harass him, probably. People can hate on him, but share a bit of love. He's a young child being dragged into the system. He's a product of this environment. This state-run country has damaged my brother to the hilt. They won't let him out. They'll never let him out. He's not the risk they're saying he is. He's just a young child being dragged through the system, like myself.
And if people write to them, is there any rules, like they can't put things in the envelope? All they can do is put a letter.
Just the normal basic prison rules.
Okay.
You can send books in. You can send stamps, stuff like that. But you can't start sending 9 ounces of cannabis in, obviously.
A book's got to come from Amazon, or can you send them directly?
You can send them directly now.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to say to people watching this on YouTube before we finish?
Just get on me. I'm an interesting character. I've been dragged through the system myself. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm nearly homeless. I've got no money at all. I'm making no revenue. I'm on universal credit. But there's a few things in the line that hopefully help me propel my message to further afield, not just in the city of Liverpool, hopefully nationally, and hopefully the schools on the back of this will take an interest in me and get me in a few assemblies. Let me get my message out to these kids that they've only got one choice and they need to make it early and correctly.
Alright, brilliant Darren, we appreciate you taking your time out your day to do this with us. And for the people watching this, if you'd like to hear Darren's story in full, if you've got any questions for him, put them in the description box, put them in the comments, and we're going to try and get him down south and get him in the studio and do a full 2-hour podcast. So, cheers.